Okay, so I'm going to show how to disassemble a mid 2011 21.5 inch iMac Model A1311. So first what you want to do is remove this piece of glass. So most people will use a suction cup, but what I do is you can actually get in between these two layers with your fingernails. So I'll start like on one side like this and then go along and then just move the two corners. Make sure you do it from the two sides, because if you put too much pressure on one side, it'll flex it and there's a chance you can break the glass. So once you do that and you have it at an angle, just lift it up. Be careful because there's these little sharp metal things on the bottom. Alright, so just be careful with that. Just set that aside, lean it against something. So once you get that off, let me see if I can show this. So there will actually be 4 screws. Let's see. The tools you'll need are a let's see if I can even show this. Let's see, I believe that's a T8 and a T10. So T10 is used to remove the screws on the side, and then the T8 will help you remove the hard drive if you're trying to replace that. So there'll be one screw up here I already removed, another screw here, and then there'll be one screw here. You don't need to remove the ones next to the magnet, and then there's one more down here. And then on the other side there's one here. You don't need then remove this one as well, and then you'll get 2 down here, one above this small magnet and one below it. So just remove all of those. It'll be kind of annoying. Oh, and just as a warning, it's going to be tough to put the LCD connector back in. So you might want to have a professional do this one because it might be tough. And if you're not careful with that LCD cable, you could end up damaging it. And then it'll be a very costly repair to have someone solder either a new connector on there or if they can bend it back or something. But most likely, if you're not able to do it, you're probably going to end up snapping that connector off. So yeah, so make sure to watch the video and before starting this, just in case. So once you get that, make sure, I like to have it leaning back a little, so that way once you take all the screws off, it won't just fall out. And then once you get the screws out, you can tilt it forward, and then make sure you're holding both layers because there's a lot of cables behind there. So hang on to it. Let me see if I can show. So you can see there's one connector here. There's actually like 2 parts that stick out. So if you can, grab it with your nail. And I don't think I can show this in camera, but grab like both of them with your nails if you can, and then just kind of wiggle it and pull it just like that, and you'll remove that. Then there's actually the LCD connector here. I don't know if I can show it, but there's a black plastic tab down here, so you want to grab that. See, the difficult thing is there's not much room in here. My hand can just barely fit there. So you want to like grab this black tab, pull on it, and it'll release this metal one. Once you get that, you can pull the cable straight up. Don't pull it forward or anything, just straight up. And I like to kind of wiggle it sideways like that, and it'll come out. So you can see the slots like that. This cable is very short, so it's very difficult to do. So that's the difficult part. If you're not sure you'll be able to do that, you might want to consult a professional. If the Mac is old and you're kind of like, if I break it, whatever, I'll just buy a new one, then go for it. But yeah, just want to let you know it's going to be tough. So then here, you want to remove this cable as well. Just same thing like the other one. There's 2 little tabs that stick out, so use your nails. Grab it, kind of wiggle it. I can't really show this because the screen's in the way, sorry. But just do that, and then you can pull it out. I'll show you a close-up of this cable if I can. So it looks like that. So you can see the wings. That's why you can use your nails to kind of pull it out. And then you got this one. This is the last connector you need to remove. So this one, what I like to do, you can actually push this to release it, but what I do is I actually just use my nail, put my nail in there and pull it forward while I push it down, and that will get the connector disconnected. So just like that, see? Okay, and once you get those, make sure they're not going to be caught by anything. So this one's actually glued to the back around there. So you move it around the front behind this. And the other small cable that was up here was also glued back there. You can pull that out too. Just use a little force, but be careful. Usually I don't like to pull straight back. I'll try and like pull a little to the side while I pull it, because it's like glued like this. You don't want to just pull perpendicular to it, so I try and like pull it at a more angle. But once you get all of those out, the screen, you can actually lift it up. So just grab it, pull it upwards, and then you can pull it forward. Make sure no cables are stuck. I feel like something is stuck back there, so let me check. All right. The cable actually made itself get stuck back there again. So yeah, just make sure you got all those cables out, and then you can actually lift this and just set it aside. Okay. So once you got all those pieces out, let me see. Sorry, it's hard to do this with one hand, recording it and getting good angles. So now you can see there's the power supply here. So if your iMac isn't powering up at all, chances are this might need to be replaced. There's just 4 screws here, and once you remove those 4 screws, you can kind of pull this outward, and you can actually release this clip. Okay, then you got the hard drive here. So there's 2 pegs holding this side in, and then you got this bracket with these 2 screws holding this in place. To remove the hard drive, you'll remove the 2 screws up here. Then you can pull this forward and lift it out. Make sure not to pull too quick, because you have to also unplug these. So to disconnect these, if you have nails, what you can do is kind of use this part that's kind of raised and just go on the sides like that. Okay, just like that. Same thing with this one. It's easier if you have it already out though. Since it's here, it's actually like gonna hit this, so it makes it harder. So yeah, but that's how you remove these. Okay, just like that. You can just keep wiggling it until you get it, like that. Then you got the CD drive here. You got some fans. Most of like removing all this other stuff is more advanced, but I'm just gonna show it to you so you can see what it looks like inside, and then you can decide whether or not you want to tackle disconnecting or reconnecting, like disassembling these. The main upgrade people are going to do is the hard drive. There's also the RAM that you can upgrade. It's on the bottom. You don't actually have to open anything, so that's very simple. You just remove these 3 screws. I don't want to lay it on its back, so I can't show you right now, but pretty much there'll be some plastic tabs that wrap around the back of the RAM. You just pull that plastic tab outwards and it will release the RAM. Okay, and that's pretty much all I'm going to show. If you have any questions or comments, just leave them below and I'll try and get back to you as soon as I can. Alright, thanks for watching. Bye.